Hi guys, this is Adina and it's been a while since you've heard from me. I've taken a pause from making videos for two reasons. First reason is because I wanted to focus on my own inner work, my soul work, and my human experience and the things that were unfolding for me on my soul journey. And this required me to take a step back and to really focus and dedicate myself on that. I wish also that in the light of that, that everyone would do that now, because there is so much happening and shifting for us at this stage on our planetary journey and our own individual ascension journey, which I will talk about a bit later. Therefore, I just want to say that it is not selfish or disconnected to take time off, to step back, to isolate yourself for a while, because this is really key to gain more clarity and to focus on your inner journey and your inner world, and to solve things that your soul is presenting to you for rehabilitation. The second reason is that I also took a step back because I believe that we live really in a time where there is so much information, also from the spiritual community and all those with the best intentions to share information, but that there is so much overwhelm and also self-doubt that can arise from all this information. Who should I believe? What should I do? That I believe, as someone in this community who likes to share information and guidance, I take a step back because I want to allow you as adults and sovereign spiritual beings to find your own inner guidance. And I think this is really key, because if we receive so much guidance from the external, from others, we can really forget that we have this direct connection with Source, and we have our own divine guidance and our heart-centeredness that we should align with, and that should guide us. Therefore, it was also in a way deliberate. It also served my own soul growth, which is of course ongoing. Though what I wanted to address with you today is that we live in a very accelerated time frame now on Earth. I think we're all very conscious of that, because there's so much happening and shifting also in the external world when we look at the politics, the global situation. This is reflected also within our own consciousness. We are in a process of really dissolving this duality consciousness, and in a process of activating our dormant DNA while also rehabilitating, it's a difficult word, rehabilitating the active DNA that we have, but that has been damaged throughout all those lives, all those also implants, interferences from dark, nefarious forces, unfortunately. Therefore, we're in kind of a both expansion of our consciousness, while we're also healing at the same time. Therefore, it can really feel chaotic, and it can feel nerve-wracking and emotional and very stressful. And this is okay. This is really how it should be feeling. So you're not doing anything wrong. There's no error. There is no harm in this process. This is all divinely orchestrated. And I just want to affirm that whatever is unfolding now on this planet is really for our highest good. And it's divinely orchestrated. There is still manipulation, deception from those, let's say, dark forces that have been ruling this planet for a very long time, though their power is really diminishing. So this is like the last remnants of their control. We see in the news the chaos, the doom scenarios, the fear-mongering. This is typical of this old consciousness and this old way of ruling and dictatorship, if I may say. instilling fear in order to control, divide and conquer. This is all old earth. So we're really moving out of that, and we're also resolving all of that within ourselves. So wherever there's duality, there is self-doubt, there is unclarity, we're now coming into a process of really aligning with our higher intelligence, with our higher guidance. And this takes time. It's really a process. And I know that there is a lot of guidance and talk in the spiritual community about this service to self versus service to others concept. And when taken really literally, we can really make ourselves very crazy and start doubting if we're doing enough for others and being service of others, because it's been presented at that this is the split between the light and the dark. But this is a very simplified explanation. And in the process where we're now going from a third dimensional to fifth dimensional consciousness, key for us, because we are in a process of rehabilitating our DNA and healing, is that we do focus on ourselves. So this inner work, soul work, spiritual growth is key, and it is actually service to others. Therefore, what we might think of being selfish, self-connected, self-absorbed is actually really needed now, because if we don't have this focus, we will be distracted by what is happening outside, and we will not know what's happening within us and what our own soul is presenting to us in terms of lessons, of things that need to be integrated, of changes that we need to make in our life in order to align with our higher guidance. Therefore, doing inner work, soul work, spiritual work is really key at this stage, and it is service to others. It is planetary service. In a way. So don't fall into the trap of I'm not being service oriented. Your own healing is really healing the planet. Therefore, doing this work is planetary service. It is really key, and it is also helping you heal and align with the new earth reality and with the fifth dimensional earth. And I know a lot of people, they bring up that, well, there are people in their lives that are depending on them, need help. And this is also a moment, I believe, where we need to discern which is a healthy connection, where there is unhealthy codependency, where there is self-responsibility lacking in the other that we're taking on ourselves, is really key work for moving into the fifth dimensional, because fifth dimension is all about us empowering ourselves, coming into our own power, and dissolving unhealthy codependencies, discerning real cry for, let's say, help, and or more disguised escapism from the other person, which is not willing to look at their own reality and the responsibility that they need to take for their own choices and decisions. Therefore, this is really key, because sometimes if we're not focused on our own inner work, we tend to be distracted by others and by other energies who want to take our own time and who demand actually time from us. And going into fifth dimension, we need to be really discerning of where our energy is going, how it's being used, and that's being also used in the right way. So when we offer our energy to others, we need to make sure that this energy is used in a way that it is helping them grow in a healthy way. It is helping them take self-responsibility. It is helping them expand on their inner guidance, but it's not just a one-time off, let's say, help and an energy surge that they need at that time, and that's it. So if we keep on doing this, we're not helping the other, we're being of disservice to the other, but also disservice to our own energy, and also disservice to the planet. So I think this is an important message for now, for this time. So don't feel guilty for taking time to focus on your own inner journey, on your spiritual growth. Learn where your boundaries are, where you have been leaking energy. This is really key. a life on the new earth. So we need to be very discerning of where our energy goes, how we're spending our energy, and are we spending it on the right things, that are also helping evolve not just ourselves but also our planet in the right way. So no guilt, don't feel guilty. Feel everything that is coming up, because there is a lot of emotional trauma and suppressed emotions from other lifetimes, other timelines, however you want to see it, from your childhood, that needs acknowledgement and needs your attention and your integration. So this inner child healing and integration is really key, because this also helps you to come into your inner power and help discern where your energy is being siphoned by others in nefarious ways, where you should be sharing your energy, where it's required for highest good of all. This is really key. So just focus on you, on your growth. That is planetary service at this time, because healing is really key for humanity at this time. It's, I would say it's more important even than the expansion of our consciousness, because expanding our consciousness needs also to happen with wisdom and in steps, because if it doesn't and our knowledge doesn't get integrated and we don't embody it, it doesn't become wisdom, and we can really use it in the wrong way. So this heart and mind connection is really key. That is what is also being talked a lot, and that is why it's really important to take a step back, to listen to what our heart is saying, what is coming from our heart, what the mind is saying, but also to integrate both, and not just be focused on one and differ from the other. So this is, I guess, for the fifth dimensional shift into the new earth. It's really key, the heart-mind connection, discernment of where your energy goes and your attention goes, and being focused on your growth, your spiritual growth, and also being mindful, of course, when you're really isolating yourself out of escapism, and are ready maybe to make some moves and to start connecting again with others. But if you're connected to your soul, you will know when this moment comes for you, when you are able again to, let's say, reconnect with the world and let go of your self-isolation and your inner work. So don't worry about that. So isolation is not bad. It can be present in a bad way. If it's prolonged, of course, and it keeps you from facing your reality, this is when it becomes unhealthy. So it needs to be balanced. So be mindful of that and just stay connected to yourself. That's the best advice I think I can give in this at this moment. I will keep making videos, and I hope to hear from you as well. And I wish you all the best, and take care.